Congressman, you took an oath to uphold the Constitution when you took office, and I keep suggesting that you read this book, Mark Levin's Liberty and Tyranny. That is a very great lesson on the Constitution. And I don't understand, as a person with a financial background, also with 2 young daughters, how you can, in good conscience, keep voting for things that spend. And now you're saying you're listening to the sermons or whatever. Now you're trying to come to reality, but you voted with your party 95% of the time for all this big spending. And in the first place, a lot of the spending is on unconstitutional things, like the health care. It's unconstitutional to mandate that anyone purchase something like health insurance.
Right.
This country, the strength of our country, prosperity has come from people having the freedom to make their own decisions, to run their businesses, to innovate. It doesn't come from government. And we have a government now that incentivizes dependency to such an extent that almost half of the households are paying no federal income tax. When you ask for a suggestion on where to cut, that's really your job, to make those hard decisions. But since there are many departments, such as the Department of Education and the Department of Agriculture, which pays people to not grow crops and pays tobacco farmers and all sorts of things that are contrary to the best interest, I suggest you cut out a bunch of unconstitutional departments, and because federal employees are far more well compensated than the average private sector, plus their benefits are like about, I don't know what the statistic is, 160% of what the average person. Anyway, how do you justify it, and how do you justify stealing from your young daughters and unborn generations' futures?
There are a lot of questions. I have talked a lot tonight about why I voted the way I did on the big spending, on the stimulus, which was about $800 billion. You can say that the stimulus was a bad idea. Look, you're entitled to your opinion. I will tell you that that is an opinion that was wildly at odds with almost every economist in the country in January of 2009. You're entitled to that opinion, but it's completely at odds with what most economists were saying was absolutely essential. And yes, the budgets have gone up, but the budgets have gone up largely as a result of the fact that our safety net programs, whether it's unemployment, our safety net programs in a time of recession just go up. There's more people getting unemployment insurance. So I'm not taking back my vote on the stimulus. Again, at the time, it's what the economist said was. I want to address this question of the mandate. This was never supposed to be a healthcare town hall, but I keep hearing about the mandate. And look, mandated anything is going to make Americans a little bit uncomfortable. None of us like the idea of any kind of mandates. But I want you to think about it this way. Every one of us, and God forbid that it happens to us, every one of us is at risk of getting repeated, or of getting hit by a bus, or of getting run over by our own lawnmower. And when that happens, we are going to need very aggressive health care. Now, we can take the choice to say, I don't want health insurance, and if it happens, I'm going to show up at the emergency room. But then what happens? All the rest of us pay for it. Now, what is a system called when everybody pays for what I get? Dare I use the word? It's called socialism. So a system whereby people are allowed to be free riders on the money of everybody else is, I would suggest to you, probably not the system that we want. Mandates make us uncomfortable, but that's probably not the system that we want.